Okay, when we see this product, I believe in your mind, you will think of two words. First is professionalism, and the second one is DSLR camera feel. Let's take another look at the design of Xiaomi 13 Ultra. If we take a closer look at the camera module, you see it has a DSLR camera feel on it. And if you take a closer look at it, you will find this is a gold-trimmed lens rim. It is professional, but it is also delicate and low profile. And on the body, we maintained the leather texture, so it gives you a great grip and also a graceful viewing experience. In addition, we also adopted the second generation nanotech leather. For its last generation, it was wear and dirt resistant, and for this generation, it also become bacteria resistant. And we are now 99.9% bacteria resistant. Now let's look at the body. At the topper edge and the bottom edge, you see it is like the copper top and the bottom of a camera, delicate and classic. But I think the best part of this design is this curve. I believe this curve is the finishing touch of our designer to the design. A powerful camera system is gracefully and appropriately connected with the body. When you hold this product in your hand, it has a great grip. It is also low-key. However, it has a high level of recognition. It is also graceful. As a professional imaging system, reliability is very important because we have the unibody metal frame body. Therefore, its strength is 4.4 times of the last generation. Therefore, it is a very reliable partner for your creativity. It also supports IP68. So with reliable quality, we want to make sure that all your crazy ideas for creation can be guaranteed. And this product comes in 3 colors. First is the olive green. Second is the professional black. And the third one, I believe you all like it, is white. It's very beautiful. All 3 colors are classic designs, and you can find traces of these colors on your camera, but this white color is really amazing. Let's take a look at some real pictures. It looks clean. So the white leather plus the silver edge is really beautiful. And compared with the other 2 colors, it also has a sense of fashion on it. Therefore, boys or girls who really want to be fashionable will look very good holding it in your hand. After talking about its design, the most important part is imagery. Last July, we demonstrated the result of our first cooperation with Leica. We developed the Leica authentic imagery, and we return the over-processed beauty to its authenticity. This year marks the second step of our partnership. Our partnership with Leica has entered into the deep water zone, and this year we will focus on optics. The highlight on optics because we believe optics is the origin of image. All the tones and the colors come from light. And on Xiaomi 13 Ultra, for the first time, we miniaturized the Leica optics, which is a breakthrough, and we bring you the Xiaomi Leica co-engineered Summicron lens. And what are the new designs on it? We redesigned the structure of the optical lens, and we continue to use the 8P aspheric lens design. This aspheric lens in a compact space can give you improved degree of freedom of optical path design. If you want to have greater control of the light, the precision of the lens needs to be very high. Therefore, we adopted the ultra-high order polynomial lens design, and we also reached nanometer level design precision. When we have such a high requirement for the lens, the production process also needs to be improved. Therefore, the production process is also improved to nanometer level. All the cutters, they have been improved to nanometer level. Even so, the yield rate of the lens is very low. Therefore, the Xiaomi 13 Ultra in your hand, each and every lens is the best of the best. And in the lens system, we used many optical materials and also the coating as well as the ink. And here we made another upgrade. We used the new generation high stability coating, which is built to handle extremely cold and hot environment to avoid irreversible environmental damage to your lens coating. So when you use Xiaomi 13 Ultra for a long time, you can still get brand new and reliable optical qualities. And for the design of this lens, Leica also gives high comments. Leica says, this is the most exceptional Leica Summicron lens in mobile imaging to date.
Now people are leaning more towards the computational photography to fill in the loophole of optics. So what is the point of making efforts in optical technology? We're embracing, of course, the computational photography, but what we are against is over-reliance and abuse of computational photography, so that our photos now are feeling more plastic and digital only. So through the mobile imagery, with the optical technology solution, we could move from computational to the new optical style. So what is the essence of the two? Let's compare some photos. Just take a look at this photo. This photo was taken by my friend who just had some new kittens given birth. As you know, usually when the kittens are firstly born, they're very fluffy and soft. Our smartphones can capture that fluffy sense. We could see the fur are arrayed in different layers. But what about the display with the style of digital flavor? So, do you feel the difference? Let's zoom in to see the difference. If it's over-sharpened, you feel that the cat's fur are a little bit hard and prickly. So, not just about animals. Let's take a look of photos of old trees. This is about a 220 years old tree. Such an old tree should have strong vitality. In Xiaomi 13 Ultra, you could see the textures telling you a lot of stories about this old tree, while at the same time, it displays some sense of vitality. But on the right side, the photo is just like the tree has been rubbed with some cement. That's the difference. And also in the springtime, we could see the peach blossoms everywhere. This is the right season for the blooming peach blossoms. And now let's look at the difference of the two photos. In our camera, we could feel that the petals are very juicy. But on the right side, that's a photo taken by iPhone. It seems like the flowers are weathering. That's about the plastic and digital flavors of a photo. I was comparing with the iPhone photos, and that issue is omnipresent in all kinds of devices. It's a common problem in the industry. Indeed, it's easier for us to be captured by the sharpened and very bright photos. It's only normal and natural. But those photos cannot be sustained in terms of their aesthetics. But Leica can offer us the high quality of the image. While we are collaborating with Leica, Leica has emphasized on a lot of occasions about not being too over-sharpened and not reducing the details, because only the photos otherwise can sustain the test of the time. The essence of optics is the same as the essence of photography, that is, to respect the nature. And we believe that optics should be the keystone of imagery, and we have to solve the problem by relying on optical technology solution, and we should not be slacking. And we share the vision with Leica. But how to perform well in optics and make a breakthrough in mobile photography? Let's listen to the masters of Leica.
Every picture starts from the light. Perfect lenses are as fast, sharp, and compact as possible within a sturdy construction, all at the same time. It is what we at Leica hold dear to for the past century. And it's also translated beautifully to what we have accomplished together with Xiaomi. My name is Pablo Acevedo Noda, Head of Development and Engineering Mobile at Leica. It is easy to design a lens with high imaging performance, so long as to make it so big it can be unwieldy. To achieve the same performance within this size, however, takes extreme amount of effort. With Xiaomi 13 Ultra, the same four principles apply. We are able to fit 4 amazing quality lenses within this compact form factor. Each and every lens is equipped with a large aperture. To ensure maximum performance, the lenses are meticulously designed with advanced ultra-high order even polynomial describing features, down to the nanometers. It practically reaches optical limits. The multi-layer optical coating significantly reduces ghost and flare, and has a stable performance even under extreme temperatures. Finally, all 4 lenses are enclosed within a single piece of metal structure, forming a robust system. The strategic cooperation between Xiaomi and Leica in the global imaging field has taken another crucial step. This time, together, we have brought the most perfect Summicron lens ever created in the fields of mobile imaging. By solving aberrations with raw optics, this can be described as the coming of age ceremony of mobile imaging. We are thrilled to embark on this adventure, taking Leica's philosophy into the era of mobile optics.
Now let's look at some photos for comparison under the real light. In this photo, can you feel the glossy texture I was mentioning about? This is an ancient township, and in the photo we could feel the different gray scales, accurate colors, and a lot of even invisible details. But just because of the fine presentation in the photo, you feel immersive in this site. Just look at the wall. This wall has undergone hundreds of years of rainfalls and wind, but it's still solid and soft at the same time. So the wall shouldn't look like being sharpened. They're not just a thin piece of paper. What's more valuable in Xiaomi 13 Ultra is that not just the main camera can manage it. Under our telephoto camera, we can do it as well. For example, this is 120 mm. With that parameter, we could still restore all the details and fine texture in this photo. Even in the snapshots, this is a girl looking back with a glimpse, and you can feel the sunlight reflecting from her hair, and also you could feel the texture of her hair in the air. As to the slogan of Xiaomi 13 Ultra, it's a shot above. We just hope that with the expert level optics technology, no matter where you are, at any moment, you could feel free to create and record every moment of your life. Of course, when lights are captured in imagery, optics is just the first step, and there are more to follow, which are all key. For example, the imaging sensor group. As to the selection of the sensor group, first of all, we decided that we should choose the 1-inch Sony's IMX989 sensor. About 1 year ago, we collaborated with Sony to co-develop that sensor. We developed the specifications and design and verification together. Right now, it's still the cap. And as to the 989, there are many cutting-edge technologies mounted on it. So we have done a lot of efforts to supplement it with other technologies. And the old sensors cannot compare with it. So it cannot render similar experience to the customers. So we choose the similar generation sensor group, IMX858. Now let's learn more about this sensor. There are a lot of parameters listed here on the page. I will not go into the details of those parameters. Just a glimpse of those parameters allow us to know that compared to the previous generation, 989, they are very similar. In Sony, this sensor is called a little giant. That's because all of the technologies are the most cutting-edge ones, and they are comparable to IMX 989. So, as to the group of Sony's sensor group, if we want to choose one set of sensors that can generate the best customer experience, this pair would be the best choice. They are the golden pair. To pursue extreme excellence, all the other three cameras have selected 858, so the 4 cameras can work as one. That's why we can offer consistent image quality in all the 4 cameras. That's a big step forward compared to before. After selecting the sensors, the next question is about choosing the right focal length. We've thought it over and over. We've communicated with photographers and users for several rounds. After soliciting their ideas and feedback, we did something wild. We managed the quad camera through all the focal lengths, and we can generate the double telephoto camera. With this, our users can feel free to create. They may not take photos at that moment, but whenever I feel it right to record something, I could do it. To have a reasonable arrangement of the focal lengths, there are 2 invisible focal lengths. As you can see, there are 2 times autofocus, and there are 5 times and 10 times choices. As to the image quality, even during the zooming process, they could be well received by the users. So this is a very complete offering of focal lengths, and it's very reasonable. So when you open your camera and when you are zooming, the image quality and user experience are premium. Even it's 10 times, you could feel that the quality is good. Even the most expensive iPhone Pro Max cannot render you that experience. And the biggest difference lies in the super telephoto camera. Some people complain about its usage of a telephoto camera. They feel that they don't frequently use it. But allow me to give you one example. Today, your child has a show on the stage. That's a critical moment in her life, and you want to record it so that when she grows old, you could present her this moment. But you sit far from her. Then you choose the 10 times focal length. Just look at the image quality. How good is that experience? But without it, let's look at the comparison. This is a digital style. That's not what you pursue, and it's not what you want to leave behind for your daughter. So for us to choose the telephoto camera, you have to make it high quality. Now let's move on. To improve the night shots, And snapshots, we manage the large aperture across all focal lengths. Even with the condition of 75 mm, we have improved the light intakes by 14% and 43% and 47% respectively. Even in the nighttime, and you take a snapshot, it could well perform. What about our breakthrough in terms of 1-inch main camera? We can offer you variable aperture. For the 1-inch sensor, equipped with variable aperture, that's quite a match. Only with the 1-inch main camera can it be equipped with variable aperture, and the two are reinforcing each other. Just look at the photo. When the big sensor is equipped with large aperture, the texture of the photo, all the details in that snapshot are alarming. If you want to highlight the object, you could have some optical blur results that's incomparable by the other cameras. If I want to tell an international story and present to even longer focal distance, I could change to 4.0 aperture, and every corner is very clear. Another killer capability of it is yet to be shared later on.
For all the configurations are quite powerful. For the Xiaomi's AI imaging engine, it is also quite powerful. First, it supports the snapshots across all focal lengths. For the snapshot speed for the Xiaomi, it has been appeared and welcomed from the last generations of products. Now let's look at this generation of the technology. Let's look at this photo. It's a little girl. She is on the small wooden horse, very comfortable. A beam of light shines on her body, and you can see that she tilts her head and smiles slightly, making you feel really warm. If I'm the parent, I want to record this moment. With the snapshot capabilities, you can capture that moment. And this photo is my favorite. Well, when I select this photo, I have been thinking it for a very long time. I have zoomed in to look at more details. This is the photo taken in the Chongqing alley. Two young people are taking wedding photos. It is quite common for us, and we can see the wedding peoples everywhere. However, this is quite impressive for me. I think it must be the light that attracts me. The light shines on the bride's veil and also on the clothes hanging out overhead. The groom holds the girl's hand and the girls carry the skirt. They are running through the lights and towards a bright future. And it seems that they are running ahead to the next stage of their lives. And even after years, when you look back on this photo, you're still very impressive. That's the magic of snapshots. It's not a posed photo. It's not the fake, perfect state of readiness. And we think it's the most natural and most real emotions of people. So you can imagine seeing this photo again. Years later, you can still feel the feeling, and you will be instantly pulled back to that sense and state of mind. And that is our activation for making snapshots capabilities. And meanwhile, we also achieved the night shots across all focal lengths, which is we have upgraded the ultra night mode, and we made a lot of improvements in terms of the image quality as well as the colors. And meanwhile, what matters most, no matter what we do, we need to restore the true sense of night. That matters most. Let's have a look. And this is not a 1-inch photo, so you will not question the capability. Now let's look at the photos taken by the telephoto. Well, this is the photo taken in Chongqing by the 75mm telephoto. The image is divided into two parts. The city in the distance is the noisy tourism area with lights on, and the nearer city is quiet. Everyone is getting right for bad. That's the difference between these two parts. We have presented you the difference. And with this picture, you can see in a small alley, only one store is still open for business, and an aunt is still cooking. You can see many details in the dark area as well as in the light areas. That's not important. More importantly, you can read a sense of relaxation from the photo. It's just like a weekend evening. You together with your friends find a small restaurant and you have been eating, chatting within no hurry. If a photo can remind you a life scenario, we think it must restore the real moment. Within the Xiaomi 13 Ultra, we have selected the capability to restore the image of the photos, and we want to choose the most rational focal length to enable you to create by yourself. And we have chosen the right path for the computational photography. So in this way, we can give the real capabilities for the people. And it is the efforts made by Xiaomi and Leica for a long term. We have shot for a video to introduce to you about the process of our cooperation. It might be a little bit long, but since we have made a lot of efforts, we hope that through this video clip, we can help you to better understand about our efforts. We hope you can give the engineers some encouragement.
拍摄的那个瞬间，到底你的真实意图是什么？
移动摄影发展的目前的现阶段，经常会出来东西让大家觉得很假，这个就是因为我们过于忽略了你真实的光影的捕捉。
一个好的光学系统能够帮助用户真实再现人眼的所见和当时的拍摄氛围。
今年开始，我们双方的合作呢，已经进入到了深水区。
如何在光学的源头上就要把影像做好。
Welcome to the Leica Museum, where you can see how an aperture works.
It's very similar like the human eyes, like what you see in the real world.
Zoomicron, the name stands for high performance lenses in a compact size. Yeah.
我们把这么复杂的一个系统放到我们这么小的一个结构之中去，对我们来说是非常巨大的挑战。
You just put one lens on another.
这个是可以跟镜片有一定的缝隙的。
So we have 8 lens elements. Some are smaller than 1 millimeter. And this is very, very hard to produce.
还得需要做一下针线。
整体的壁厚只剩280了，我们不可能太靠近，
再拔就废了。当时我们遇到的问题是生和死的问题，在1英寸的相机模组上加一个可变光圈，这是业界的无人区。
这个方案的可行性和有效性，目前说实话都不敢保证。
就我花真金白银了，结果你们一个对话策略就给我这么好的镜头模糊掉了。
这个问题不用再浪费时间去讨论了。
你等我把话说完。我觉得咱们现在还有时间，我不想那么快的放弃它。
为什么他觉得我们大脑欺骗了我？这个肉眼看起来应该就是蓝白色的呀。
We have to concentrate what you see. But the question is, what is our target?
我们的目标是真实的国际难题。
We are pushing for the limits.
好，多试几个。 多是一个 kids，
迎风而上，
哎，帅气，还是慢了。同样的角度再来，不用刻意减慢。
直到设计最后，大概做了17个版本。
这个过程其实是在一点一点的去改变，达到一个最完美的状态。
I would say overall it's quite a good design. It fits to the family which we had before with the additional lens.
你看这种窗户外面的光打进来，照在这对母子身上。作为相机，它要读懂你的这种感受，它希望这种光打进来的感觉被还原下来。你把窗帘的每一个细节都拍得很清楚，但是其实你的这个氛围就得到了一个破坏，你就没有那种光溢进来的这种感觉了。
未来的移动影像时代，不应该是由科技或算法所主导的同质化的创作。
我们通过非常复杂的光学设计，还原人们眼中的世界。
生活中感动人的瞬间，常常在下一秒就会出现。
所以我们需要抓住转瞬即逝的光。
Every bit of effort needs the ability, wants to realize the ability to capture each fleeting moment. We hope that our Xiaomi 13 Ultra can be powerful in more difficult scenarios and on bigger stage. There is a photographic subject called street photography, and it is really difficult to carry it out on the streets, because on the streets you never know what time and under what conditions what story you will encounter. It is also called the eternal stage of humanistic photography, and also the ultimate test of optical capabilities. And all the moments on the streets are fleeting. That's why the Xiaomi 13 Ultra has launched the Leica Professional Street Photography. Within this mode, you have the really fast experience. With only 0.8 seconds, you can activate the camera and take the first photo for you directly. Empowered by this feature, we have applied the large aperture. If we set to 4.0 aperture, we can obtain greater depth of field range and achieve the hyperfocal distance photography. It has its special settings. You can set up all the parameters. Every time you turn on this mode, there's no need to think about it or adjust parameters. You can take out the snapshots directly. For such a function, we have invited Leica brand ambassador Matt, also a famous British street photographer, to experience this feature. Let's see what he says about this.
Walking down the street, holding my camera, is a daily ritual. But every day is different. What I see is not just buildings, bikes, birds and boats. I try my best to carefully observe everyone passing by. Their joys, sorrows, expressions and emotions. My name is Matt Stewart and I'm a street photographer. I love using my Leica camera. They're small, quiet, light and reliable. You can set a small aperture to obtain a large depth of field. This achieves hyperfocal distance shooting. Amazingly, such a function is now available for the first time on a smartphone. The Xiaomi 13 Ultra is extremely responsive, requires no focusing, and guarantees the best picture quality. The phone has a hyperfocal function. It will intelligently switch to a smaller aperture. It comes with a pro camera 1-inch sensor. Your work gains more depth of field and captures authentic and clear stories. Once you've set up the phone, it disappears into your hand, and you're left to completely concentrate and react to what you see. This is a camera phone, not a phone with a camera.
Matt gave a very high evaluation, saying that it's a camera phone, not a phone with a camera. Speaking of professionalism, we hope that your experience is the top grade one. So we have provided you a special design that is professional camera equipment. You might see it on the website. You must like it. What is the highlights of this equipment? The ones you have loaded on your smartphone, once the equipment is loaded on the smartphone, that's a finished state for the smartphone. When you take it out, when you're hanging out on street to capture shots, the experience is fantastic. Let's look at the details. First of all, it has a nanotech protective case. We have redesigned the decal of the camera with a more exaggerated design. It's really stunning. It's not just a decoration. It can also be replaced by a 67mm filter adapter ring. It can get used to all the 67mm filters. There are more creative possibilities. The best useful part is the grip. It's quite simple to load it on the protective case. And you can press the shutter halfway to achieve focus or press fully to start shooting. It also has a zoom lever to adjust the focal length. For the whole process, very practical and amazing. For me, this experience is quite wonderful and is delicate and beautiful. Let's appreciate from this video. Isn't it beautiful? Within this equipment, we prepared a protective case, a 67mm adapter ring, wireless shooting grip, lens cap. You can cover it on the camera as well as a smartphone lanyard. Our Xiaomi 13 Ultra provides powerful performance. Let's look at more details. First of all, for the last generation, our two photographic styles are well received, and within their feedbacks, whether we can make some adjustment for more extension. And this time, we have prepared the custom photographic style. In terms of photo tones, the hues, image details, and textures can all be adjusted. Every adjustment is Leica certified.
And photographers also need the RAW format. Therefore, this time we directly support the 14-bit Ultra RAW. All of them have been calibrated by Adobe Lab. And in terms of video experience, 8K video is supported across all focal lengths, and we also support 10-bit lock. So we want to give all the creators more spaces for future editing, so you can improve your work and recreate. And even for printing, we also want to get the best results and the best effect. Therefore, we work with the industry leader A-Photo and provide you with the custom printing service. And here, we also have customized photo paper, and we achieved exhibition-level digital inkjet printing. If you are interested, you can go to meet.com to search for the service. It comes in two sizes, the 8-inch and 24-inch. So for these two sizes, both printing service and albums will be provided to you. And for some photographers, they are really satisfied with a certain piece of picture and they would like to collect it. Therefore, we also developed the 32-inch collector size. This one is even better. We used the museum-level Giclée print. It has 99% Pantone color coverage, and we want the color to be accurate all the time. Therefore, we used the Hahnemuller acid-free photo paper and also a complete acid-free mounting process. Even after 100 years, the colors will not change. And for the glass, we also customized the ultra-low reflective glass. Even under sunshine, you can still see every detail of your picture clearly. This one is more expensive, but if you really have a picture that you want to collect it as a masterpiece, you can really try this. And for the imaging capability of Xiaomi 13 Ultra, we have Leica optics, we have a quad camera 6 focal lengths and a dual long focal lengths. We have large aperture across all focal lengths. We have the variable aperture on 1-inch sensor, and we also have unique experiences. After watching all these introduction, after watching all the examples, I think now you believe why Leica, such a reputable brand, such a rigorous and precise German person, can give you such a high recognition.